All right, well, welcome back. So we are now moving on to the next category after logo and nav bar, which will be the breadcrumbs and the remainder of the items here in our header area of the customizer. So breadcrumbs, real straightforward. You either want them or you don't. It's a simple checkbox. And then how much padding above the line of font do you want? You know, there might be times when you want to have in a certain design style a bit more padding. So you go ahead and set that parameter top and bottom. Pretty straightforward. Page title. Now this is a situation where we've given you the opportunity to turn on and off by simply editing text per page, whether you want a title or not, but you also get to set some global styling here and how they're formatted. Same as before, you're going to be able to control the padding, and the page titles look a lot like this. So if we go on to the page titles submenu here, you'll be able to see it. Okay, so what a page title looks like is this center here. You've got a byline, and on each individual page, we've given you an entry box for page title and your custom message box below that, a byline. And so those are actually embedded on every single page of the site. If you have them filled, then this styling will show up. If you leave them blank, as in other areas of our setup, then nothing will show here, and this information will all just bump up accordingly. So you can set the background, title background. So let's put this one in gold so you can see it. And watch it change, and then you can make it a bit darker so that we can read some of the lower font there. Real simple, just like any other part of the site. We've kept everything to just the basics so that it makes it real easy for you to come in and edit stuff out. Awesome. So in these situations, in some of them, you're going to have to figure out the best way to align this, and you may have to add a bunch of extra padding, or you may have to figure out that it's centered up looks best, but that's all going to be based on every individual style that you come with. Most every site in the predetermined skins is already going to have that designed. You can also set background images and textures, just like any other part of the site. You've got the ability to not only set an image by pasting the URL here, but also the ability to control it. And in all these, there's going to be a short tag here that'll take you out to W3 Schools that actually tells you an explanation of all the possible background parameters. So that is the moving from breadcrumbs to page title. So now we'll go to widgets. Now, in widget control, you have either you get to choose 1, 2, 3, or 4. We've set it up for a 4 column, but you can actually go in and it'll actually flow out because of the responsiveness of the site to any of those. Then you can also set the amount of margin in between them, which is going to be a percentage of the site. Typically, you're going to want to keep this somewhere around 1, 2 to 3% because that'll give it just a nice bit of padding in between each one of them. Then you've got controls for this as well, and also background controls for that. Image controls, just like every other part of the site. And then also in that area, when you move your mouse over it, you've got hover controls as well, so you can determine what that color is when you hover over it. So one of the things too that we determined is that there might be a time when you want to actually adjust different copy or different header fonts or whatever for your widgets. And so in that, we've also given you the ability to change the size, color, font, line height, spacing, and all that of your fonts and the widgets as well. So that concludes the header. We will go ahead and move on in the next tutorial to the footer.